The seductive styling of the 2022 Mazda CX-9 elevates your idea of what a three-row CUV can be.
Get 0% financing on a new Mazda CX-9 at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Good morning.
I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not bad at all. Wednesday,
No.
welcome to your midweek here, South Louisiana. Big plans for Wednesday, Liz?
I tell you what, enjoy the weather because the rain's about to come.
That's true, actually. So the sun's up. We started off, we were like 61, dropped into like the upper 50s. We're about 60, 61 right now. It'll warm up, but as you mentioned, it's going to really begin to warm up as Thursday rolls around, so enjoy today.
Well, let's check in with Dr. Steve Caparata to talk about timing, but maybe let's enjoy the last of the sunshine, maybe without some rain chances. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we still have some nice weather to get through before things start to change a bit late this week. Outside this morning, a filtered sunshine with some high clouds overhead. That's our Sky 9 camera brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. Pretty comfortable to start out on this hump day, this Wednesday. Still some 50s on the board. New Roads 58, Hammond 55, Macomb 56, Baton Rouge southward 60 to mid 60s. Baton Rouge an even 60 degrees. So maybe some long sleeves getting out the door this morning. That'd be about it. It's just going to warm up fairly quickly, approaching 80 at noon, highs in the mid 80s. And while we've got some high clouds overhead right now, I've got it becoming mostly sunny. And yeah, 85 for high today is warm, but that's where it should be in the early part of May. And actually, humidity today, not going to be bad at all. All right, here's what we've got. You can see some of these high clouds streaming across this morning. That's all we need to worry about. No rain coming out of those clouds. We take you out west, though, to the west coast. We've been tracking the storm system kind of sitting and spinning near San Francisco the last couple of days. Not moving much yet. But over the next 24 hours or so, it's going to start to kick out to the east. And as that moves a little bit to our north late this week, that will bring a return of some rain chances. So let's jump ahead a little bit and give you a look at those rain chances moving in. This is Friday morning around daybreak, 7 a.m. Should start out mainly dry. But by the afternoon, here we are, 4 o'clock Friday, scattered showers and storms showing up. Into the evening at 7 o'clock, still maybe a few showers or a storm around. So keep that in mind for Cinco de Mayo. If you have some plans, might be dodging some raindrops. All right, Saturday morning starts out dry, some clouds. And then again, as we get into the afternoon, this is 1 o'clock when this particular model run ends. Scattered showers and storms showing up. Some of those will continue deeper into the afternoon. So we do have some rain returning as we get into the weekend. In terms of rain amounts, though, the good news is they should be manageable. We're looking at, generally speaking, an inch or less of rainfall on average. Certainly could see higher in spots where we do pick up some of the storms, but the key takeaway, rain amounts not expected to be a huge deal. Today, we'll enjoy a good deal of sunshine, especially this afternoon, a high of 85. It is one more nice start tomorrow morning in the upper 50s before we start to warm it up. 89 to near 90 tomorrow. Humidity starts to creep higher. By Friday, more of a summer-like feel. 68 in the morning, 88 for a high with scattered storms. We'll continue with scattered rains into the weekend. 50% chance Saturday. Knock it down to 30% Sunday with that. Could hit 90 by Sunday and on into next week. This summer-like pattern that begins to develop this weekend looks like it just kind of hangs tight. We'll look for highs in the upper 80s to around 90 degrees and scattered, mainly afternoon storms on a daily basis. It's 7:06 now. With a check on the roads for you, here's Johnny Asian. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Steve, good morning. And we have an update on the situation in Denham Springs on I-12. I-12 is just bumper to bumper from right past Walker all the way to almost Pete's Highway due to a wreck right here with injuries. It was blocking the right 2 lanes right before Pete's Highway. Good news is they've moved that wreck off to the right shoulder. You can see that in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, but the lanes on the interstate are no longer blocked, so traffic is starting to move, but it'll be a little bit slow in getting back to normal, not the least of which this is a live shot right here at the Jubin overpass. So there's your I-12 westbound traffic, very slow to get back to normal, and it'll be even slower than that for the next half hour or so because we're now in the morning rush hour. So 26 minutes from Jubin to the 1012, average speeds in the teens to about 28, 30 miles per hour in some cases this morning, and that's partly because of that wreck. You can see Juban to the Yamhill River Bridge, 18 minutes. So that's the bulk of that. Most of that's Juban to Pete's Highway, and we can see that kind of trickling down a little, or trickling up a little bit for right now. Then it'll trickle back down. But look for these speeds to be slower than normal and the time to be a little longer than normal for the next 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes. And we have a lot of morning headlines to recap for you this morning. For that, we go back to Studio B, Matt Williams and Liz Coe.
Good to know that situation is improving. Johnny, thanks.
Trying to out there, but man, it's just one little issue.
I know.
Man, things get locked up right there. You saw that. We need your help this morning because BRPD needs your help this morning. They've asked us to put on screen for you pictures of a couple folks they're looking for accused of theft, Liz.
Let's share those very pictures here. Do any of these individuals look familiar to you? Well, Baton Rouge police say that these individuals here are responsible for stealing $2,000 worth of stuff from the Kangaroo Express near Scotland Road.
Yeah, Scotland Avenue up near Thomas Road, if you're familiar with the area.
That's it.
Now, this is last Thursday, early morning hours of last Thursday, and they took about $2,600 worth of stuff. Appears on camera that one of the women was caught holding several cartons of cigarettes. So that kind of gives you an idea of what police and investigators say they were after. So if you think you might recognize either one of them, and you've got them up on screen right now, we have their pictures inside these stories waiting for you at WAFB.com and the 9 News app. Share those stories and make that phone call.
So it's crime like this and crime like the gun violence we've been seeing in our part of the world that a lot of people are trying to take matters in their own hand and try to curb it. So a popular sneaker store, Sneaker Politics, trying to find ways to gather and meet to talk about how to address crime.
Why a sneaker shop? Well, there's a good reason behind it. You know, we talk all the time about these big round table discussions. Let's go have them here or there. We'll have them at police headquarters. We'll be up over at the courthouse down the way or what. It's a sneaker shop. Well, you can kind of get the idea, right, of why that is. Pretty comfortable surrounding. Who's typically shopping at the sneaker shops, that kind of thing?
I mean,
a more younger clientele.
Right.
Unless we get everybody on board. It can't just be, you know, the 70 plus, 60 plus, 50 plus, 40 plus. It's got to be the young folks who are going to begin to take over our communities, right? Involved in trying to curb crime as well. That was the whole idea.
So what better place to host it than a place that's not threatening, a place that's not scary? Well, it's a place that anyone can come shop and have a discussion about, okay, well, how do we take matters into our own hands and reclaim our community?
Yeah.
So their goal is to host more meetings like this, community meetings to talk about crime, to talk about, okay, how do we get people invested in our community so we don't destroy it?
Right. So this is the first one, as you mentioned. They expect to have another one a little bit later on this year. When that becomes a bit more firm, we'll let you know because, look, the idea is to pack those kinds of places and have those kinds of conversations. Speaking of crime, we had at one point 4 escaped inmates from Mississippi on the run. We are now down to 1 still out there. A 3rd found dead just a few days ago.
The latest update here, Sunday night, authorities saying that they were able to capture one of those escaped inmates found dead in the New Orleans area. Of course, this comes after another person was arrested. Another person ended up engaging in gunfire with local authorities and then ending up dead. So as Matt mentioned, there's still one more person on the run that authorities are looking for. They're not really sure exactly where that person could be.
This has been a while here, right? That first death, as you mentioned, happened fairly quickly after that initial escape. That second inmate found and arrested. This is late last week, and then that now 3rd inmate found dead over the weekend. So 1 more to go, but yeah, folks are waiting to see where this next person's going to be found, if it's going to be dead or alive. But we'll keep you updated. As that is happening, this was grabbing headlines across the country. Our neighbors to the west, a lot of them, a town called Cleveland, Texas, just outside of Houston, right? I mean, tension so high. A gunman in the area somewhere possibly captured yesterday.
Francisco Oropeza captured by local authorities hiding allegedly under a pile of laundry. Then now authorities are trying to figure out whether Oropeza had anybody helping him after hiding from shooting and killing 5 people, including a 9-year-old child. So authorities still trying to figure out exactly the other moving pieces of this investigation. But the good news here is that person has now been caught and is in custody.
There you go, the very latest from Texas. Rest of the country watching this as well. Could we see another rise in interest rates? Fed expected to meet to talk about that, and the experts say, Liz, yes, we could see potentially our 10th rate hike in a row.
Could be another 0.25% that we would see it. Are they going to make that decision? Well, some experts say that they could in an effort to tame the cool the economy down. But other people say, well, maybe they, at this point, will stop and not reach that 10th interest rate hike. But we're keeping an eye on all these conversations to see what they're going to decide, and we're going to pass that along to you as soon as we find out from them.
Bet on the streak. I would imagine they'd go another quarter. Okay, so writer's strike. We are in now day 2 out there, so some of your favorite shows, this one notwithstanding, may see some blackout periods.
Last night, if you probably tuned into Stephen Colbert's show, maybe Seth Meyers, all of them repeat episodes because new writers, new episodes, not coming out until a deal is struck.
It's the Writers Guild of America right now, and they're looking for a few different things. And so these are the folks who scribble out the good stuff. And so are they able to meet in the middle somewhere with production houses, producers? We'll see. But again, we've just entered now day 2 here, so we'll see. Hey, this is Callie Hubbard's story this morning.
You're just so shocked about what she had to say.
Flying blind.
I tell you what, some of the prices that Callie had up on the screen is crazy. So she was talking about summer travel. As school lets out, kids start getting ready to play for the summertime. You're probably thinking about a family vacation. She had one flight picture, a Google flight tracker. On a Tuesday, a flight to any given location was $457.
What?
The following Monday, $3,480, something like that. So it is to your advantage to book early. And she was saying roughly 21 days earlier is that sweet spot if you're trying to plan a family vacation.
At least by that.
At the minimum.
And look, Steve, you know this very well. You've planned a few family vacations yourself. If you're planning a family vacation, 21 days out is going to be last minute. How early do you plan the family vacation? I mean, you got 4 of you.
Sometimes I kind of am that last minute.
Uh-oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Hold on, wait for it. I want to hear from Steve.
I want to hear from
Steve. Wait for it.
I hear him.
Over there? Do we hear Steve?
There we go.
There he is.
All right, yeah, I guess I'm the weakest link here. They shut me down, tell me goodbye.
He said that, not me.
But ultimately, guys, to your point, we're kind of looking at planning a beach trip right now, and so trying to look ahead a little bit on that. But man, everything just seems so expensive right now. That's the key takeaway to me.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless of when you're planning, it's going to be pricey.
Maybe a staycation for people trying to look to stay in budget.
There you go.
You can take an Uber to Orlando for $3,000. My gosh.
You're about right.
You're not wrong about that, actually.
We'll see you in 5-6 minutes.